The Lexus RZ450e, its first mass-produced battery electric vehicle, will be hitting our shorts here in North America by the end of 2022 as a 2023 model year. Stuff is starting to come out on the vehicle, a little bit more concrete details, and we have a brochure thanks to one of my members on the channel for sending me this. Thank you so much. And we're going to break down the pamphlet, or you could say brochure, of the all-new Lexus RZ450e electric car. There's just a few pages here. The first one is just the cover of the brochure, and man, have brochures got a lot smaller than they used to be. Here's a brochure of the 2020 LC, and we have a fold out to it. I mean, this thing had multiple pages of just detail. Not anymore. Either Lexus is just going minimal or they're getting cheaper. I don't know. Anyways, let's talk about this brochure. We'll start with the details, right? The full details on the far right. 312 horsepower. It's actually a little bit more juice than we were expecting. I thought it was going to be 308 because they're combining the front motor of the front wheel drive BZ4X and the rear motor for the all-wheel drive BZ4X. And on paper, it should have somewhere around 307, 308 horsepower. They're giving an extra, I don't know, a handful of horses there to get to 312 horsepower. Battery is the exact same as the front wheel drive BZ4X, which is the Panasonic derived battery. So this will charge at 150 kilowatts more than likely. Direct 4 all-wheel drive, first vehicle ever. Well, first vehicle ever announced, because the RX 500H might hit the market before this vehicle, and that has direct 4 as well. eCVT, which, I mean, I don't even know why they needed to have a transmission here. Does anyone really advertise transmissions for fully electric cars? Not that I know of. The only time they do is if they have like a 2-speed. Lexus is working on a 2-speed transmission, mind you, for their electric cars, super high performance ones. Also 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.2 seconds. I think that's, we might be able to beat that, but stay tuned because I will be driving this vehicle, fingers crossed, by the end of the year. And let's talk about miles here. Miles of range, 225, we knew that, but we knew that was going to be the smaller 18-inch wheels. Now we're seeing 200 miles of range with the 20-inch wheels. Now, that's not EPA yet. That's just manufacturer estimated. It could be a little bit more or less when the EPA gets their hands on this vehicle. So what are my thoughts on the very modest range with cars on the market having 250 to 300 miles of range? I'm okay with it. And the reason is, Lexus knows that their customers who are buying the RZ don't need to have more than 200 miles of range. I can't tell you how many Lexus owners I know never leave the city or their general area. And that's maybe 50 miles of range that they need on a daily basis. And so there are thousands of potential customers that 200 miles of range is plenty for. Do I wish there was more? Absolutely. But you got to keep in mind, range isn't the only name to the game when it comes to electric cars. And for me, if I were to have an RZ, 200 miles of range would be fine. It would be enough to take me to Miami. I could quick charge there. It just wouldn't be ideal. I'd probably still take a gas car out of town because I don't want to have to look for chargers. I don't have to wait in line for a charger. And that doesn't matter whether I have a 200-mile car or a 300-mile range car. You still have that charging infrastructure issue here in the United States. So this vehicle, to me, 200-mile range is going to be fine for the thousands of people that are waiting to buy this vehicle. We have some dimensions here. Overall length, 189 inches. Wheelbase, 112.2 inches. The exact same as the new RX. Is that vehicle going to be had with a fully electric powertrain in the future? I think they're keeping their options open there for fully electric RX. Width with the mirrors folded in is 74.6 and height is 64.4 inches. Now let's talk about features here and packages, really, because it looks like there's only 2 ways you're going to get your hands on the RZ, at least here stateside. Packaging and options change vastly depending on the market you're in, but it should give us an idea. This vehicle is only being produced in the Motomachi plant in Japan for now. We'll see if who knows in the future, but at least for the foreseeable future, this vehicle is not going to be built anywhere else other than Japan. So let's talk about the basic package, which is just the premium. So we have 18-inch wheels, which are going to be the 225 miles of range, right? The panoramic glass roof is standard. We have Lexus memory seating, not only for the steering wheel and outside mirrors. We have a heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated Lux trimmed seats. There is no leather on this vehicle whatsoever. Well, maybe on the shifter and the steering wheel, but that's about it. Of course, it has several drive modes. It comes standard with a 14-inch touchscreen display that we see in the new NX and new RX, for example. Of course, it has Apple CarPlay or wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, auto dimming outside mirrors with auto tilt down, 5 USB-C ports, shadow illumination. Okay, so it must just be a basic interior ambient lighting sort of thing. Wireless phone charger standard. Level 1 charging cable is standard with the vehicle, so you can just plug it in at any outlet. Lexus Safety System 3.0, of course. Blind spot monitor standard, rear cross traffic alert. Digital latch with safe exit assist. We have intuitive parking assist with auto braking. 360 camera is standard. Power rear door with kick sensor is standard. You have some complimentary scheduled maintenance services, which is a complimentary service for the first 2 scheduled visits at the earlier of 6 months of 5,000 miles and 12 months 100 or 10,000 miles, not 100. All right, so those are all the standard features on the premium grade. Let's talk about the options. You can get the 20-inch 10-spoke alloy wheels with black machine finish. You can also get the radiant front knee heater that we see in the BZ4X. You can also get an additional technology package. We'll give you the 10-inch head-up display, advanced park. Okay, so that is the assistant parking system, not intuitive park assist. Intuitive park assist are just the radar beeping when you get close to objects in your parking. Advanced park is the more like self-parking system. Lexus digital key and smart access card key. So the digital key is not standard, which is kind of surprising. And smart access key card is pretty cool. I know you can get them on other Lexus vehicles, not just the newest ones. All right, so let's go to the luxury package and some of the options there. But standard on the luxury, of course, it's everything on the premium, but the 20-inch black and machine finish wheels are standard. Lane change assist, front cross traffic alert, traffic jam assist. And so you get additional safety features here that we see on the new Lexus NX, for example, but only these things come with head-up display. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if you get this head-up display here on the premium as an option technology package, I wouldn't be surprised if it immediately packs in these safety features like lane change assist, front cross traffic alert, etc. Of course, it has that advanced parking system, has a head-up display. Oh, you can get the Marky Mark Levinson in here. So 13 speaker, 12 channels, 1800 watts for that delicious Mark Lev experience. Of course, comes standard with that digital key. Acoustic front and rear side glass. Typically, acoustic front glass is standard in Lexus vehicles. So the fact that they're saying acoustic front and rear side glass probably means that acoustic front glass might not be standard on this RZ. The luxury package is looking more and more tempting all the time. I mean, this car's already going to be super quiet as it's a fully electric vehicle. Do you really need that additional isolation? I guess I'll have to drive them to tell. Door courtesy lamps. We also have radiant front knee heater and heated rear outboard seats, which the heated rear outboard seats is not an option on that premium, it looks like. And you also get the ultra suede trim seats, where on the premium is just the Lux, the synthetic leather. The options, we can swap out these machine finish black and machine finish wheels for still 20-inch wheels, still 10-spoke alloy wheels, but with gunmetal finish.
She has, I don't know if she has like a thing, like glass in her foot.
Oh, jeez.
Real quick.
I don't see glass.
Okay, so it's just skin.
But glass shards can just stay in there and you can't see it. What did you step on? I think you're fine.
You think it's okay?
Yeah. I trampoline and then I stepped on something and then I sit it on the table and looked. No.
It doesn't hurt? Okay, that's a good sign. Okay, back to our scheduled programming here. We also have the panoramic glass roof with the Stargaze feature. Stargaze, I guess, is maybe a Toyota coined term. And if you watched my walk around on the RZ450 when I was in Plano, Texas last month, or this month, or the beginning of this month, you would have seen that there's also an option or accessory for little sunshades that fit in the glass roof. So the auto dimming isn't really necessary, but it's also going, like in Florida here, the auto dimming might not be enough to cool you down. So having those additional manual, real physical sunshades is a pretty cool optional accessory, which I don't think we have accessories quite yet. Individual options, which probably can be had on all packages. So keep this in mind. Digital, well, there you go. Available on all models, it says it. So digital rearview mirror and illuminated front badge. The vehicle that I did a walk around on had the illuminated front badge, which looked really cool because we haven't seen that on a production Lexus before that I'm aware of. And also get a cold weather package with headlamp washers and windshield wiper de-icer, which pretty much is going to be standard on most of these vehicles in the Midwest and Canada, which makes me wonder, why can't we get those heated rear seats as the cold weather package? That would have been excellent, but the only way we can get it seems like on the luxury package. Okay, let's talk about the colors here because there are some surprises for me. Colors are extremely limited. We don't have any reds. Where's that new copper color that is on the new RX? We've also seen it teased on this RZ. Why don't we have that copper color? Come on, Lexus. I've been dying for this copper color to come to the vehicles ever since you teased it on the LF1 Limitless concept. And it looks like it's getting skipped here for the American market. It's probably going to be available in other markets. Doesn't make sense, but no greens, no oranges, no coppers, no bright blues. We just kind of have some dull blue here called Ether. We don't have like ultrasonic blue mica. I know that's a F-Spark color, but where's Grecian water? That was a new color that came out on the IS. The other parts of the world had it as celestial blue. I think that came out on the UX and other parts of the world, but no cool blues, no cool reds. How cool would this have been in like Matador Red or even infrared? But infrared is more performance. I get it, but guys, this is a very dull and cloudy lineup, pun intended, because we have cloudburst gray. Like, very underwhelmed with the paint colors here for, or at least the paint color selection, because they are good paint colors. I just want more of them, more selection here. Iridium is a great color. It kind of replaced Silver Lining Metallic, if I remember correctly. Cloudburst Gray replaced Nebula Gray Pearl. Caviar is kind of like that sparkly metallic black. We have Cloudburst. We have a couple two-tones. We have Cloudburst Gray with Black Onyx, which is just black, just a glossy black. And we have Ether with two-tone with that black as well. Ether by itself, and then Eminent White Pearl. Let's look at the interior options here, because a little underwhelmed with exterior paint colors. Interior Palomino looks great. My take would be the Orage. It's not a word I use typically, but Orage with macadamia. I think this two-tone is going to be the most delicious one. And then Dapple Gray. Palomino is almost like a replacement for some of the caramel colors in the past, but the Orage macadamia two-tone is going to be the winner here. That's what this one is. So you can see the Orage seats kind of like this bluish gray, and then the macadamia is on the armrest and the center console here on top of the doors, the headliner. I think that's the way to go. Looking at the color combinations, you can get any color that you want. Well, hold on. Let's look at the additional charges. The two tones with the black onyx are all additional charge. Eminent White Pearl is an additional charge now. I don't remember that being a thing when I was working and selling Lexus vehicles. Cloudburst Gray is an additional charge. So is Iridium. It's kind of bizarre that Lexus is charging additional money for what I would call standard paint. I get the two-tone, but Eminent White Pearl and Cloudburst and Iridium shouldn't be additional money makers for them. Ether and Caviar are the only ones that don't require additional markups. Regardless of what color you decide to get, you have you can get any interior option with them. So that's a good case for me if I was looking at this vehicle, because I want the Orage, and I'd probably get the Ether with the black onyx. And the last page is just a final image and then all the footnotes, which I'm not going to read. So are you excited for the new RZ? I absolutely am. Lexus has needed this vehicle in their lineup for a couple of years now. It's finally come. Range is the only thing that's underwhelming. The rest of the vehicle is going to be phenomenal. The BZ4X is already an outstanding electric car. It's very balanced. The material and build quality is awesome. I really enjoy the interior, which some people don't. I don't know why. Maybe too much glossy black. I get that. But I think the functionality of the interior is really, really good. Even though we don't have traditional rotary dials, maybe for the tuning knob or the climate control, we still have fan speed control buttons, physical buttons in there, which is a good start. But anyways, very excited for the RZ. Can't wait to drive it. Stay tuned for more driving impressions. And also pricing. We don't know pricing. Pricing doesn't matter though, because they're not making that many of these vehicles. And also China's getting the majority, or at least the largest portion. Europe is even getting more than us here in North America. And then the rest of the vehicles are going to be a waiting line here for most of the world, but definitely here in the United States. So it doesn't matter what they price this vehicle. People are waiting for it. It's probably going to be sold out for the next 2 to 3 years, would be my guess. We could have another Lexus electric car on the market before people haven't even got off the waiting list, essentially. We'll see. Don't know exactly when the next EV is coming for Lexus. Can't even imagine, really. We have that full lineup, but outside of that, I don't know when those vehicles are coming, because they're based off the solid state battery technology, which isn't going to be here in electric cars probably until the far later half of the 2020s. They're first going to be in hybrid, so solid state batteries. But we got to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you haven't, and subscribe for more Lexus, Toyota, Japanese, and Korean auto news. Catch you in the next one. Have a good day and peace out.